Imagine digging through an old coin jar, pulling out what looks like a plain Susan B. Anthony dollar, and discovering it's worth not just a few dollars, thousands, or even millions of dollars. Sounds unbelievable, right? But it's true. Some of the rarest 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars have shocked collectors with their incredible values. This coin, struck during America's push for modernizing currency, carries a fascinating history, and when minting errors occur, the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. So stick with me until the very end, because I'll reveal the secret features, the rare errors, and the record-breaking sales that make this coin one of the most exciting treasures you could ever find. If you've got a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar hiding in your collection, you might just be sitting on a small fortune. Glowing star: the history of the Susan B. Anthony dollar. To understand why the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is so special, let's take a quick journey back in time. By the late 1970s, the U.S. government wanted to replace the large Eisenhower dollar with something more practical. The solution? A smaller, lighter dollar coin that could circulate more easily. Enter the Susan B. Anthony dollar, first minted in 1979. This coin was historic for several reasons. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real woman, honoring suffragist Susan B. Anthony, who fought for women's right to vote. It was struck in copper-nickel clad, similar to quarters, making it easier to carry than the heavy Eisenhower dollars. The obverse featured Susan B. Anthony's portrait, while the reverse showcased the iconic Apollo 11 moon landing eagle design, originally seen on the Eisenhower dollar. The Denver Mint struck millions of these coins in 1979, marked with the D mintmark. While most are common today, some rare errors and conditions make them incredibly valuable. Magnifying glass tilted left. Why most 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars aren't rare. Here's the reality. The U.S. Mint produced over 288 million 1979 dollars. Because of this massive mintage, most are worth only face value today, about £1 in circulation. Even in mint state condition, a regular 1979 coin might only bring $5 to $20. But the story doesn't end there. What makes this coin exciting for collectors are the rare minting errors and special varieties that slip through quality control. And those are the ones that can fetch life-changing prices. High voltage: the rarest 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar errors. Wide rim / near date error, 1979 P versus 1979 context. First, a quick note. The famous, wide rim, or near-date error is specific to the 1979 Philadelphia issue, not the Denver Mint. But collectors often confuse them. That said, the 1979 has its own rarities, which we'll break down now. Double die errors. One of the most collectible errors is the double die. Doubling can be seen in areas like Liberty, In God We Trust, or even on Susan B. Anthony's profile. Some coins show dramatic doubling in the date or mint mark. Values range from $100 to $500 for minor doubling, while stronger double dies can fetch $2,000 to $10,000. Wrong planchet errors. This is where the big money lies. Occasionally, a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar was struck on the wrong metal blank, or planchet. Known examples include, struck on a quarter planchet, smaller size and missing design details. Value, $3,000 to $10,000. Struck on a nickel or foreign coin planchet, extremely rare, worth $15,000 to $30,000. Struck on a silver planchet, if confirmed, such an error could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. These wrong planchet errors are the holy grail for collectors. Off-center strikes. Another dramatic error is the off-center strike, where the design is shifted away from the center of the coin. Small shifts, 5 to 10%, are worth about $100 to $200. Dramatic off-centers, 30 to 60%, can reach $1,000 to $5,000. If the date and mint mark are still visible, values climb even higher. Clipped planchets. A clipped planchet error occurs when part of the coin blank is missing, leaving a curved or straight edge. Minor clips, $50 to $200. Large, dramatic clips with full details, $500 to $1,500. Transitional errors, the £1,000,000 potential. A transitional error occurs when a coin is struck on a blank intended for a different year or metal composition. For the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar, experts speculate that if a coin were struck on a leftover silver blank or other wrong composition, its value could soar into hundreds of thousands, or even millions of dollars. So far, few have surfaced, but the possibility keeps collectors hunting. Moneybag record-breaking sales, a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar graded MS-67 by PCGS sold for over $2,500. Wrong planchet errors, especially those struck on quarter blanks, have reached $15,000 to $20,000. Off-metal and transitional errors are the real stars, with estimated private sales climbing into the six-figure range. Experts suggest that if a perfect transitional silver example of the 1979 D were discovered in top condition, it could fetch over $1 million at auction. Detective: how to spot a rare 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar. Think you might have one? Here's how to check: look for doubling, pay close attention to the date, mintmark, and inscriptions. Check the edges: wrong planchet errors may lack the normal reeded edge. Examine the size and weight: a coin struck on a quarter planchet will weigh less and look smaller. Inspect for off-center strikes: if the design is shifted, you may have a valuable error. Weigh and compare: transitional or off-metal errors often weigh differently than the standard 8.1 grams. If you think you found something special, don't spend it. Have it authenticated by a grading service like PCGS or NGC. The legacy of the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar. The Susan B. Anthony dollar wasn't a hit when it was released. Many people confused it with quarters because of its similar size, and it was largely unpopular in circulation. But over time, it's gained respect as a historic coin honoring women's rights and as a collector's item, especially when errors are involved. Today, the 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollar stands as a reminder that even the most ordinary-looking coins can hide extraordinary stories and fortunes. So here's the big question: have you checked your 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollars lately? Because what looks like a simple, ordinary coin could actually be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars. That's the thrill of coin collecting. Every coin has a story, and some stories are worth a fortune. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most intriguing coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our next exploration into rare and valuable coins. Best places to sell rare 1979 D Susan B. Anthony dollars. Major coin auction houses: if your coin is graded and especially rare, double die, wrong planchet, transitional error, etc., auction houses are the best place. They attract serious collectors with deep pockets. Heritage auctions, ha.com. Stack's Bowers Galleries. Great collections. Sotheby's/Christie's, for extreme rarities. Moneybag: these venues can bring hundreds of thousands, or even millions of pounds for the right coin. One of the most popular places to sell coins. Good for coins worth $50 to $5,000. Make sure your listing is detailed, with clear photos of both sides, especially errors. Use Buy It Now with a best offer option if you want to avoid underpricing. Local coin shops or Professional Numismatists Guild, png.org, dealers can appraise and buy your coin. They may offer quicker cash, but usually at wholesale prices, less than auction. Tip: get multiple offers before selling to a dealer. Selling directly to collectors can get you higher prices. Shows like the ANA World's Fair of Money bring in thousands of serious buyers. Coin Talk, Collective Coin, and specialized Facebook coin groups. Good for mid-range coins, $100 to $2,000. Always use PayPal goods and services for protection. Before you sell, important steps: get it graded, use PCGS or NGC to certify authenticity and condition. A slabbed coin always sells for more. Know your variety, research if it's a double die, off-center, wrong planchet, etc. Check recent sales, look at Heritage or eBay completed listings for real prices. Decide on speed versus profit: auction equals best prices but longer wait, dealer equals quick cash but less money. Backhand index pointing right. If you think your coin could be one of those $1 million transitional errors, your best bet is Heritage Auctions or Stax Bowers. They specialize in record-breaking sales and have global collector networks. Underscore 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 underscore. Errors are where the big money is. For the 1979 DSBA dollar, look for double-Die obverse, DDO, doubling on in God we trust or liberty. Off-center strikes, the design is shifted off the planchet. Wrong planchet strikes, sometimes struck on quarters or foreign coins. Clipped planchets, part of the coin looks bitten off. Filled dies, missing letters or details. Backhand index pointing right tip, use a 10x magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect details. Get rare coins graded. Collectors pay a premium for coins that are graded by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service. NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. A 1979 D error in raw, ungraded condition may bring $500 to $1,000, but in a certified MS65 plus holder, the same coin could hit $10,000 or more. Proper storage. To protect your coins, use 2x2 cardboard holders or airtight capsules.